good, ladies and gentlemen? So welcome back to the channel, and today we are joining Alfa Romeo South Africa for the launch of this. This is called the Junior. Initially it was known as the Milano, but it was then renamed because of some copyright infringements, I think. So yeah, we have the Junior, which is the first ever fully electric Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo still promises that DNA that we all know from Alfa, you know, that performance that is known for Alfa Romeo. So with that said, it's going up the likes of the Volvo EX30 as well as the GWM Aura 3. So is it worth its hefty price tag? Well, you'll decide. Let's get into it. So as per usual on the channel, we're going to be starting with the exterior design and styling of the Alfa Romeo Junior. There are two model derivatives. The entry-level one is called the Junior Elettrica, and then there's this one which is called the Elettrica 280 Veloce, which is currently the range-topping derivative. So this one sets itself apart with a unique grille. So the entry-level one has Alfa Romeo lettering. This one has the Alfa Romeo logo. So other highlights, you do get full LED headlights, which look quite angular and sporty, gives it that aggressive look. And then we have some sharp creases on the bonnet just to accentuate its masculinity and all of that jazz. So we also have a radiator grille over here. This part has been blanked out, but this part is functional. Some functional air inlets over here as well. So overall, a bold looking, sporty, aggressive looking front end. So swinging over to the profile, we do have these lovely set of 20-inch 4-spoke wheels. It's kind of like a modern interpretation of the tele dial, but I know a lot of you Alfa Romeo enthusiasts might disagree with me. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Red brake calipers with Alfa Romeo lettering as well. And then on the front fender, we have Veloce lettering, just to remind you that you're driving the range topper. Gloss black mirror caps as well, body color door handles, contrasting roof, panoramic sunroof, and yeah, that's about it. So let's check out its rear end. Alright, so as we move towards the rear end, you'll notice that the door handles have been moved from where they usually placed to this upper portion over here towards the C-pillar. Speaking about the C-pillar, you'll also notice that there's a little Easter egg over here at the C-pillar. There is a Alfa Romeo logo, and other highlights, you do get a tailgate integrated spoiler, which I'm told has been aerodynamically optimized to improve the aerodynamics, and which will in turn mean improved efficiency and range, because this is a fully electric vehicle once more, so we need all the range we can get. Other highlights, you do get this 3-claw full LED tail lights with LED turn signals, and kind of like a second spoiler going on over here, this gloss black element or trim. Yeah, it looks like a secondary spoiler. And another highlight, you do have lovely Alfa Romeo lettering at the center of the tailgate. So when you want to open the tailgate, all you have to do is reach that button underneath, and then it will unveil a decent amount of boot space. Hi Kumbi. So yeah, we have 400 liters of cargo capacity to play with. So it also has a false floor, so if you need extra space, you can just drop it down or just remove this and chuck it away. Unfortunately, I'm not Matt Watson. If I chuck it away, I might get into trouble. So with that said, let me just put it back in. There we go. Happy days. So welcome inside the lovely interior of the Alfa Romeo Junior Veloce. So quite a sporty looking interior, and I must commend Alfa Romeo for sticking to a design that we all know and love for Alfa Romeo. So a few of the design styling highlights within the cabin. We do have a lovely leather wrapped Alcantara steering wheel, 3-spoke with physical buttons, looks and feels very good. Just before it would have a customizable instrument cluster, digital of course. We do not have a head-up display unit, but it is not a deal breaker. And then moving over to the center of the dashboard, we do have a sizable infotainment display, which has been angled towards the driver, so it's driver focused. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, and I've been using it throughout the day, and it is okay. I'm quite impressed with the graphics as well as the operating speeds, but the infotainment itself is a bit too complicated. I need to spend more time with it to actually figure out mundane things like how to go back to a menu. So you can fiddle your way all the way to sub menu like your vehicle settings, and then you can't go back to like your application drawer. You have to go back to home and then find your way back to the app drawer. So it's a bit confusing, but I'll get it on test and figure it out. So other highlights, you have ambient lighting, which is quite animated. It has some pulsating effects. Your air vents are also illuminated with a Alfa Romeo badge over there, which is a nice little Easter egg. Alcantara everywhere, on the dashboard, on the door panels, on the seats, on the center console. It's just Alcantara everywhere. So the disappointing thing, however, is that there is a lot of plastics on the door panels, plastics on the dashboard. I am truly disappointed by that, and especially considering the amount of money that you'll be paying for this car. I'll touch on that a little bit later on. So yeah, other highlights, you have a engine start stop button, which is welcomed, because a lot of manufacturers like your Volvos, all you have to do is get inside your car, put your foot on the brake, select a gear and drive off. So this kind of like sticks to that whole driver engagement kind of thing, which is quite good for an Alfa Romeo. Shift by wire gear selector, drive mode selector, you have DNA, which is sort of like your eco, normal and sport. D being dynamic, N being of course normal, A being advanced efficiency. So yeah, with those modes, you when you select advanced efficiency, it will cap the amount of power and torque that you get, but I'll touch on that later on during my driving impressions. And these seats are by far the most lovely part of this vehicle. Getting inside and just seeing these seats is just absolutely lovely, man. These seats are worth every penny. I know they cost an arm and leg. They are optional extra, so yeah, just bear that in mind. And then we have a lovely sunroof. Nice. Welcome to the driving impressions of the Alfa Romeo Junior. As I've mentioned before, there are two model derivatives. There's the entry-level Elettrica, and then there's this one that I'm driving for you guys today. It's the Elettrica 280 Veloce, which 280 means 280 horsepower or 207 kilowatts. So yeah, there's quite a lot of power to play with, and this one has 345 Newton meters of torque, and I'll pop up how many Newton meters of torque the entry level one gets. So unfortunately, we only have a single electric motor mounted to the front axle. We don't have that all-wheel drive version, unfortunately, but yeah, this is quite a nippy car, quite fun to drive as well. So yeah, there's a lot of power, and that electric car acceleration and the electric car sound as well. I know we're gonna miss that internal combustion engine sound, but yeah, this is quite a fun car to drive around in, I must say. So as you might know, Alfa Romeo is under the Stellantis umbrella, which means that it shares a few parts, platforms, technology with some of its stablemates like Peugeot, Jeep, Fiat, so on and so forth. However, in order to maintain the Alfa Romeo performance, the DNA performance that we all know and love, they incorporated a few changes to the suspension. It has a unique suspension setup, both front and rear axle. It has a unique torsion D limited slip differential on the rear axle and unique braking, as well as a unique electric motor, which kudos to Alfa Romeo for incorporating those changes to maintain that Alfa Romeo performance that we all know and love. So in that case, all of that translates to 50-50 weight distribution and a fun drive. It's quite enjoyable to drive. I mean, 207 kilowatts and 345 Newton meters of torque. It's not really wow, but yeah, it's quite fun to drive, especially when you're chucking it about through the bends, and yeah, it'll put a big smile on your face. She is fast, but the roads are wet and it is front wheel drive, and I noticed that when you're pulling off from standstill on wet roads, it will get a bit hairy, so don't want to end up bending this car, so I'll drive a bit reserved. So once you're done channeling your inner Lewis Hamilton, this car is quite enjoyable to drive even on a daily basis. The suspension is a bit harsh, but that might be due to the low profile 20-inch wheels. So I think the entry-level one has slightly smaller wheels, which might also translate into more enjoyable drive on a daily basis. And then when it comes to range, you're looking at a claimed 410 kilometers for the entry-level one, and then the Veloce performance version is at 350, and yeah, which is quite disappointing, but it is to be expected from a car of this size and its battery pack as well. So yeah, charging takes around 5 to 6 hours when you're charging using the AC charging cable, and then when you plug it into a DC port, 20 to 80% will take you 30 minutes. So if you're charging from 10 to 100%, it will take you around 15 minutes to an hour max. So the biggest elephant in the room is the pricing of the Alfa Romeo range. The entry-level one is priced at 800,000 rands. Oh my gosh. And if you think that's too much, this range topping one is priced at 1 million rands. 1 million rand for this car, boy. There's no way. I know it looks good, drives like any other Alfa Romeo, and yeah, man, hey, not 1 million rands, boy. Yo, like we were deliberating with my colleagues, like before they unveiled the price, and like maybe it's gotta be like 600,000. Range topping is like 800. They said million, boy. Yo, you know, once you cross the 1 million rand mark, you can get a whole lot of cars. Like I know my colleague said you might even get a Mazda CX-60, the Takumi version with the 3.3 liter engine. I know it's a completely different car, but yeah, you could get that instead of this. Hey, anyway, you guys will tell me which one would you take. Would you take the Volvo EX30, or would you take the GWM Aura 3, or would you take something else? Would you shop around for something else completely different? You'll tell me. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have something to say. Until next time, deuces.